Well, Terry Dunfield is now officially the worst head coach in Toronto FC history. This was Terry Dunfield's 13th and final game in charge of Toronto FC. He ends with a 1-win, 12-loss record, which puts him at a lower winning percentage and a lower points percentage than Chris Armas, which means, unfortunately, now we can no longer say that Chris Armas is the worst head coach in Toronto FC history because somehow we got worse from that. An end to a terrible era for Toronto FC head coaching. You know, for a second it looked like they were actually going to come back in this game. Jonathan Osorio had 2 goals, but none of them were very good. The first one was just massive goalkeeper error. The second one was also a bit of goalkeeper error because, Bernadetski's cross was deflected out by the Cincinnati keeper right to the head of Jonathan Osorio. So Osorio gets a brace. Good for him. He deserves more goals this season, and the brace puts him up to 4 on the year in MLS, which good for Osorio. The team still loses the game. DeAndre Kerr goes down early with an injury, and that is big because Kerr has been having a great season. DeAndre Kerr has probably been the most promising, best-looking player for Toronto FC all season. And so hopefully this is not a long-term injury for him. Hopefully he can still play for the remainder of the season and be back ready for next season, because I feel like with what he's done this season, there's big things coming for DeAndre Kerr, but him being injured is just not a good thing. But the team just sucks. Again, and I say this every game, the team sucks, they're not good, and all the issues come out again here. They lose to FC Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati wins the Supporters' Shield, and the Terry Dunfield era is over. In now comes John Herdman for the last 3 games of the season. I mean, the last 3 games of the season doesn't matter, so it doesn't matter what John Herdman does in them. It's just all an unfortunate situation, and thankfully now we're entering the last month of this hellhole of a season. And hopefully, things happen in the offseason to get us excited again for this team. We get some moves in that can get us excited again for this team. Because there are some interesting young parks in this team, like DeAndre Kerr, like Kobe Franklin. There's some interesting young parks. Just, we need better coaching, and we need just better positioning play all around. We need better players all around, but there's some interesting, nice young pieces that I think could progress the team well going forward. So the Terry Dunfield era ends. He's now the worst coach in Toronto FC history. On to the Herdman era.